There are many different types of soil that we encounter every single time. If you go to the beach, you can see different types of soil. If you go to the garden, you can see a different type of soil as well. If you go to swampies or swamps areas, you can see different type of soil again. So in every area that we go, we can see different types of soil. And we can witness as well that there are many, there are several, some soils has different colors as well, right? So soil is everywhere and very essential to each one. So types of soil, there are many different types of soil. Remember this one, there are many different types of soil. This soil have different properties. Yeah, true. And let us observe different types of soil. So we are going to observe the things for the different types of soils with regard to their properties. Okay, let's go on with this one. But prior to this one, Barbara, I want you to. So Mirin mentioned that there is clay soil or clayey soil. So what else? Okay, the video mentioned three, right? Three types of soil. The first one is already done by Marine. Marine says clay or clayey. What about the two others who can give? No one? Okay, let's go on because you don't know. So the first one here is sandy soil. Okay, sandy soil. What is sandy soil? Of course, here, sandy soil is made up of mostly sand. Of course, it has the largest soil particles. So if you're going to touch the sandy soil, you can feel the large particles in it. So the particles are big. If you try to do like this by your hands, the particles are big and huge. So we have here sandy soil has a rough texture. Okay, rough texture. If you're going to get some and then rub with your two hands, you can feel the texture of the roughness, thick texture of sandy soil. Now another one here, sandy soil has loose particles and there are big air spaces between the particles. Yes, sir. So this is the thing that you have to remember. The reason why that the sandy soil can't hold water for the reason that their particles or the spaces are big. If you put water on, if you put water in what? In sandy soil, the water will be drained quickly or the water flows quickly through the spaces. So that is the reason behind because sandy soil has a big air space between each other. So if you put water, the water will just flows quickly or flow quickly. So it has a light brown color. So you have to remember these things that soil has loose particles and also soil has a biggest yes I would say bigger particles, right? Look at that. It has the largest soil particles, the sandy. Next, oh, this is the picture of a sand or sandy places. Can you grow plants in the sand? Who will say yes? Can you grow plants in a sand or a sandy soil? Who will say yes? Raise your hand, please. If you want to say yes, then okay, this girl. What is the answer? Is it yes or no? Can you grow plants in a sand? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, girl. All right. So the answer of Marine is
Yes.
yes. Cactus. Okay. Thank you. So here, can you grow plants in a sand? Miriam said yes, and it's a yes. Yes, the answer is yes. We can grow plants in the desert. Yeah. So it's a desert because I mentioned desert already. So what are those examples? You have here. The picture here says that it's elephant tree. Ooh, actually, I never seen this tree in my life, but I searched in Google. The Google tell me that the elephant tree can survive in a desert. Wow, can survive in a desert. Wow, this is a big wow for me. Yeah, this is a big wow for me because elephant tree can survive. Oh, next we have the organ pipe cactus. Yeah, cactus. The cactus plants usually grow in the desert. They can survive even there is no water. If there's no water, they can survive. For they are actually a desert growing plant. So look at this one. The organ pipe cactus is one of the examples that plants grow in a desert. Next, we have a desert sage. I don't know exactly what is this plant, but when I searched in Google, Mr. Google told me that desert sage is one of the plants that grow in a desert. Next, we have the desert marigold. Desert marigold. This plant as well grows in the desert, in the desert land. So you can say that not only cactus are growing in a desert place, but also a desert marigold are growing as well there. So next we have the desert lily. Wow, this desert lily in my entire life, I never seen this one. Maybe I cannot see this one until I will become old for the reason that we don't have a desert here in our country, in our countries, let's say, because I have my own country as well. So desert lily grows in the desert without water, without water. So this kind of lily can survive without the presence of water. Because I am thinking before that all lilies, before, this is my thinking, I'm thinking before that all lilies survive in the water only. But this kind of lily, the desert lily, survive in the desert without the presence of the water. So as you can see, look at the flowers. The flowers are so adorable, right? So beautiful. Next, we have here the palm tree, the desert palm tree. So desert palm tree grows in the desert, of course, because of the name, and can survive for a long period of time without the presence of the water. Okay, without the presence of the water, can't survive. Next, we have clay soil. According to Marina a while ago, clay clay soil. Yeah, the clay soil is up of most clay. It has the smallest soil particles. Smallest. See that? If you try to use a microscope and try to look at the particles of the clay soil, you cannot see it. I think so. For the reason that this one has the smallest particles, the finest particle. Now this is good for making pots and bricks, for the particles will hold each other because it has a very fine, the smallest particles among the three salts. So even though you will put water in it, if you make a pot and then put water on a pot, the water will not get outside. The water will stay inside of the pot because clay soil has the smallest soil particle. Unlike a totally opposite to the sandy soil, because sandy soil has the largest particles, while clay soil has the smallest particles. So as you can see in the picture, the man is trying to mold this clay into something else. I don't know what is it, but I'm pretty sure that the man will be doing something out from that clay. And clay soil particles are closely packed together. Packed together, that means they're holding together. Then they are small air. I mean, there are small air spaces between particles. So it takes long time for water to flow through. Yes, and this is true. And sometimes the water was stuck inside of this soil for the reason that this soil is very compact. Not the compact not layer. They're packed, closely packed together. So remember, because this has a very small soil particles that don't allow, see, let's say that does not allow the water to pass through clay soil. So look at this. Clay soil sticks together well, so it can be molded into shapes quite easily. So this is the reason why that people uh, uses clay soil to make something. Does people use sand to mold something into shapes, into different shapes? No, because the sandy soil cannot what is not cannot stick together for the reason that sandy soil has the largest particles. Clay soil is usually rich in nutrients. See that? Rich in nutrients for other plants. So the reason, the question is that, can you grow plants in clay soil? Yes or no? Let's say, can we grow plants in a clay soil or a clay soil? If your answer is yes, then raise your hand. If your answer is no, then up to you. Okay, can you grow plants in clay soil? Is it a yes or a no? I know, I understand because you're still a child, your understanding with regard to this one is limited. So what do you guess? Guess what? Can you grow plants in the soil? It's a yes or no only. If you will say yes, I will accept. If you will say no, I will accept too. If no one, then I will reveal. Okay, we'll count 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Can you grow plants in clay soil? Yes, sir. Rice plant, usually grow in that kind of soil. But actually, the rice plant, I mean the rice field is mixed with loamy as well, loamy soil as well. In the swamp places, we have the rice plant and so on. So I don't know what's the other plant as well. So what about the loamy soil? Loamy soil is mixed of humus, sand, silt, and clay. So this is the mixture of everybody. There's a little bit sand, a little bit humus, bit salt, and silt, and a bit clay. So this one is a very good soil for planting. For this is a combination of soil. So loamy soil has both fine and large particles. So that means mixed. There are small and there are big. So air spaces between loamy soil allow it to hold some water and let some water flow through. See that? Because of the mixture of uh, the particles, like some are large and some are small. So the air spaces between loamy soil, some can hold the water and some cannot hold the water. So this is a very good for planting, right? Very good soil with regard to planting. Loamy soil has both fine and large particles. You can see, look at this, the picture. There are big particles because it is mixed with sand, and there are some which is smaller or very small particle which is mixed with clay or silt. So this soil is good for planting for the reason that it is mixed with sandy soil, humus, silt, and clay. No, mixed soil. So loamy soil is rich in nutrients. Remember, many plants grow well in loamy soil. Okay, many plants. Accountable. We cannot count those plants that grow in loamy soil. Let's say, yeah, there are many soils. If you will say, can you count, teacher? No, I cannot count how many plants that can grow in loamy soil. So example of those plants, we have tomato. Yes, tomato plant grow in loamy soil. Next we have, yeah, the same thing, tomato. Small tomato and big tomato. So look at the structure or the image of this tomato plant. This plant is growing well for the reason that the plant is growing in a loamy soil. Say that this chili, or let's say pepper, is growing in a loamy soil area. So this is good for planting, is what I have told you. Papaya plant. Papaya plant is growing in a loamy soil. See that? So we can say, and we saw in our naked eyes that loamy soil is the best for planting. And by the way, I want to ask you, what is the color of loamy soil? The color of loamy soil is dark brown or dark, okay? I mean black. The color is black or dark brown. So that is the um, the different types of soil. There are three. We have sandy soil, we have clayey soil, and we have the loamy soil. So question, which of those soil is best for growing plants? So who can answer? Which of those three soils that I mentioned is best for growing plants? Who can answer? Which of the soil is actually best for growing plants? Hello? Okay, who can answer? Which of those three soils are best for growing plants? Is it A, sandy soil, B, clay soil, letter C, loamy soil? What is the answer? Oh, Mireen.
Loamy soil.
Loamy soil. Thank you. So loamy soil is the best for planting. So another question. Which of those three soils that I mentioned has the largest particles? Has their largest particles? Yes. Who can answer? Which of the soil contains largest particles? A sandy, B clay, letter C loamy. What is the answer? Okay, what is the answer? Which of those soil contains a largest particle? Only Marine, no? Okay, Marine again.
Sandy soil.
Sandy soil has the largest particle. Thank you, Marine. Next, which of the soil has the smallest particles? The smallest particles. A, sandy. B, clay. Letter C, loamy. Oh, Kong. Yes, Kong. Very good. Kong is here now. Kong.
Clay.
Clay. Very good. Great job. The answer is clay. Okay, what soil has the mixed particles? Who can answer? The particles are mixed with humus, silt, clay, and loamy. Who can answer? A sandy, B clay, C loamy. Loamy, clay, or sandy? Who can answer? Raise your hand, please. You can answer. This one is mixed, has mixed. Oh, we have Joku.
Loamy.
Loamy. Very good, Joku. And now, answer your book on page 49. After you answer, just take a photo of it and send it in our line group. Thank you so much for today. Thank you for listening and thank you for joining our class. And have a good day to all of you and goodbye everyone and see you next time. As a flying fish you all.